Welcome to the Loveland Report Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. We're going to dive into, we've been talking about inventory. We're talking about low rates, low fives, Bruce, on some different loans you had.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump into some listings here. Really great homes. I had one here, already inspected. The seller's making repairs. The hot water heater has already been replaced. There's little pieces of wood rot, little things from the building inspection report. He's making this one perfect. $450,000 in Conway area, 2,300 square feet. Main house is about 1,700 square feet. Back house, we've got a bonus room of about 700 square feet. About 500 square feet out back. Workshop, beautiful house, nice open plan, and that is at 450. I've got an office condo in MetroWest for 499. This is two 800 square foot suites, Bruce, for somebody wanting to run their business. Great for a law office, great for a real estate office, great for a chiropractor's office, whatever it might be. You got reception areas. You can split it into 2 units if you want, but stop paying rent for your small business. I've got the Hamptons in MetroWest, this great neighborhood, 3,000 square foot home.
Nice.
635,000, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, solar panels paid off.
Very good.
Power bill's about $50 a month average, and they are paid off. This house has a 3-car garage. You've got all the rooms are on the first floor. There's one bonus room upstairs, nicely renovated, beautiful decorator colors, open kitchen, open to the remote family room, and at 635,000. I go to the Springs. This is a great townhome inside the Springs community. Love all the amenities they have there. You got a live guard there.
And this is a townhome, not a condo.
It is a townhome, not a condo. 430,000, 1,800 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and it has over, let's see, there's 20-foot windows in the living area.
Good
and
gracious.
It's beautiful. You walk in there, and the way this unit is situated, Bruce, you're not looking at other townhomes. It's an end unit, nobody next to it. You walk out back, the peacocks are wandering the grounds. It's really beautiful. Great unit there, 2-car garage on that, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath home on an acre in Mount Dora for 558. 2,400 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, all renovated, all redone, fresh paint, roof's done, mechanical systems are done. And it leads me to another story I want to jump into. But that house, 557 in Greater Country Estates, 1 acre. You know, every house out there, Bruce, in the neighborhood just about.
Yes.
Big old man cave out back, big old workshop out
Right.
back on that one. And then I go to Lake Jessamine area, Belle Isle, 370,000, 1,800 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. Big master bedroom and living room addition on this house, Bruce, plus a workshop out back and a big Florida room. Really, because under roof, you've got about 2,500 square feet. It's got a 1-car garage. Call me if you want to take a look at these, 407-352-8118. Or you want to start your home search, or you want to hear your house on the radio. You want to get your house sold. I will work hard to get that done for you. 407-352-8118.
Yep. And make sure you make your offer with a fully approved loan with myself, the loan arranger, Bruce Woodburn at Cross Country Mortgage. We guarantee that when we pre-approve you, we're going to closing. The only way we're not going to closing and closing on time is if maybe you die or maybe you lost your job, something like that. But if nothing happens, when we write a pre-approval, that loan is pre-approved. You can count on it. We will go to the closing. And as a matter of fact, I don't know too many other lenders that do this. I don't even know any of them, but I guarantee the seller that my client will close on the closing date or before, or I will pay their seller up to $500 per day that we miss the closing. Now, does that get a seller's attention?
I know with you, I don't have that problem. I charge
because we're not going to miss the closing.
On my listings, when I can't get the lender switched over to you, and I can't control that because it might not be my buyer, I charge the lenders. You know, if people miss things and it was, a couple days, I'm okay. But you get into a week or so, I'm going to start charging the buyer whatever my seller's mortgage payment is. I charge them $100 a day. I charge them $300 for the delay. I charge them for these things because all this stuff has to roll out. We might be delaying moving trucks. We might be delaying a closing if that seller's buying
can
again.
you imagine? I mean, you can't take missing a closing date lightly. And some lenders are so quick to go, hey, Cleve, we need an extension on the contract. Well, wait a minute. I've got a family moving here. I've got, furniture on a moving truck, or it's been arranged to you can't just change the date of your movers overnight and expect them to rearrange their life for you. So there are things that will cause monetary damage if you're missed. And you can keep somebody's escrow if they don't close on time, because you basically are in breach of the contract, correct?
Yeah. Well, it's dependent on financing. If you're past loan commitment, I don't want to do that. I don't want to.
I know you don't, because we don't,
and I
miss them.
rarely do that.
But that can happen. That is,
Yes,
it is possible that can happen.
It can get tied up and you could be delayed. But I want that buyer to close if they are a good buyer. And it's funny because there's about one a month I flip over to you saying, Bruce, can this be a deal? And you're like, yes, done. Or I don't know why they're in the car. They got a 275 credit score. They're horrible. So you tell me that, right? And what's funny is I've got so many people. You know what does it is the brokers, Bruce. The brokers have no control over underwriters or processing. They're just paper pushers, and they don't have any leverage where you can call your underwriting department. You can elevate something up saying, this looks good because of this.
100%.
Can we bend this little rule here because this looks great? Or do you want a little more money? You can do those things. Brokers can't.
Well, and I'll tell you, I'll even have underwriters, if they had a question or they thought something was suspicious on one of my files, they'll call me and go, hey, I'm looking at this. I have some questions or I have some concerns about it. Can you give me a call? They're not going to do that to a broker. It will not happen.
Well, I had to get involved in a broker between them and their own underwriters. We were in between an email chain, and the underwriter's totally pushing back on this broker, and we're answering questions on this broker. She should know what's going on, and they won't even pick up a phone. No. And it just really annoys me. I just wish I could require that you are my lender on all of my offers that come in. And I always try and switch agents over there.
Unfortunately, that's not legal.
I know,
but it would be nice.
If you know what's good for you, you'll listen to me. I've been doing this a bit. Anyway,
give out your number then.
407-352-8118. And real quick, Bruce, I want to go over for sale by owner.
Okay.
And I just got some interesting stats. And these stats don't change. I see this come out every couple of years. And right now we're in a slow market. So some people might be like, I've been listed. I want to try it myself. FSBOs is you're trying to sell by yourself. One common stat, they're overpriced compared to where they should be, compared to what's selling.
Typically.
Another common stat, the seller's trying to save that commission. Let's just pick a number. They're trying to save $15,000 in real estate commission, and turns out they usually end up selling for 30,000 less than what they would on a regular market. The MLS works, Bruce, because it exposes it to all the real buyers. You've got 20,000 realtors. Let's say 10,000 try and work. And they have buyers in their car that probably will buy something in the next 60 to 90 days, 30, 60, 90 days. That's how you get your house sold, by exposing it to the most people.
Absolutely.
And that's what works.
But but for sale by owners, they say that 90% of them end up selling with a real estate agent.
After they usually get discouraged because the only people calling them are the bottom feeders or people that are unqualified. I just talked to a gentleman who's locked into a 120-day contract. And I started asking him some questions because he called me about trying to buy one of my listings. And I said, well, we can't wait 4 months for you to sell your home. And I said, do you know if they're selling a home? They were coming from another state. I said, do you know if they're selling a home up there? He goes, I don't know. I said, do you know who their lender is? I don't know. I mean, he's got some big ifs. So he's literally sitting in limbo for 3 or 4 months.
It's insane.
And can't get out of the contract.
Well, I'll tell you where I think it's also crazy. If you wanted to sell for sale by owner and you nailed it, you're getting unqualified people. Now, if you're going with a real estate agent, that real estate agent should vet a buyer before they make an offer on your house. But you don't have anybody to do that. So a real estate agent would have their client pre-approved by a lender, preferably me, and that lender would have reviewed credit, reviewed income, reviewed tax returns or bank statements and W-2s and pay stubs. So no one that's going to be nefarious and break into your home or do damage or, could be any number of things, case in your home because you're for sale by owner. That doesn't happen when a lender has your social, your date of birth, and knows where you've lived and worked for the last 15 years. So it's a lot of protection when it comes to that. And for sale by owners just don't always get that. Yep. 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I am the loan arranger. I'm here to help you, your family, your coworkers, anybody that you know that wants a great mortgage, wants somebody they can count on. I'm applying for the job. 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. Interest rates are phenomenal right now.
They're plummeting.
I've got great first-time home buyer programs, although Hometown Heroes is about out of money.
Let's dive into the first.
Let's
talk about down payment. That's for everybody. I think that's one of their big things, what they think about.
Okay.
What do you
Ask me any questions you want.
What's the most common down payment you're seeing right now?
For first-time home buyers is going to be between 3 and 5%.
So FHA or conventional?
FHA is 3.5%. I've got some buyers putting 5% down FHA. FHA is very popular because the seller is allowed to pay more toward closing costs than they are on a conventional loan.
I got a young couple coming down that really, and I'm sure I almost know the conversation you had with them. They were talking about putting 20% down, but they were going to empty their savings if they did that.
Right.
And they're well qualified. They're buying around 400, probably qualified at 550. And I know you told them not to do that probably.
Well, I said, and I don't tell you don't do it. What I do is I say, let's look at other options for you, because you may be better off to keep a little bit more money in the bank and have a little bit of a nest egg than putting it all on the table for a house, right? Because things can happen. And when you first move into a home, it's going to be common that you're going to go, oh, I need to have this and I want that. And I didn't realize I needed this. You need it. So you should ultimately have a 6-month nest egg no matter what. Yeah. But most Americans don't do that. But you should. So I don't like to see people putting more down than they absolutely have to, but I give you options and I explain why. I have a client right now. He calls me, he says, I want to buy investment property. It's about $200,000. I can pay cash. I said, no, put 25% down and buy 3 or 4. Yeah. He goes, that's a way better idea. I'm like, well, and your equity is going to grow
unless he's
faster.
75 getting ready to go into assisted living.
No, so that's different.
And so that situation, and that's what's important about having your real estate plan on something like that. So I just had a gentleman, they got a big house. It's like one of those big boxes. It's 4,200 square feet, and their kids are gone, and they got one left. And I said, downsize the house. He'll leave. Yeah, because they want to move to a part of town where he doesn't work. And I said, downsize the house. They're going to have like 400K coming to them. They only want to buy around 450.
Right.
I said, let's get an investment property. I'll find you something for 350.
Sure.
And you can still do that right now, Bruce.
Absolutely.
And I remember these are the homes that used to be 210, 225, 250 5 years ago. And now they're 350. So now they're 380, 390. And that just keeps creeping up and up and up as Central Florida grows. Things like this tax act 2 years from now, our tax bills drop on for primary owners. That's going to drive prices up slowly.
You've got to be aware of this tax act. There's a couple of things that are happening. It's the property tax elimination, but there's several bills that are there. And I don't think a lot of people are aware of it. Matter of fact, maybe I'll do a class with you. We can put it on our YouTube channel and we can put it on a podcast to just give all of you folks a little more education on each of the bills and how they work, because some of them want to eliminate all taxes for everybody, commercial, residential, homestead, non-homestead, everything. But then they want to raise your sales tax by 3%. So it'll go from 6 to 9 or 7 to 10. And then they want a one-time fee when you sell your house of 5%. Well, if you do the math on that, it makes sense if you own the home for 5 years or more. But it's too crazy. Nobody's going to vote for that. Other ones will eliminate all taxes except for school taxes. So everything non-school related.
Half of everybody's tax bill.
And that's about 40 to 50% of a cut. Now, that's great. What people want, though, Cleve, is they want to understand where are they going to get the money from, and they don't have that answer, but they think they can get it. So keep an eye on that, and I'll keep you educated. You can always check out my YouTube page at Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger, or go to webringyouhome.com. I got a direct link to my YouTube channel. If you'd like to get pre-approved, I'm a national lender. I'm in all states. I can help you anywhere you want to go. Purchase, refinance, construction, equity lines, renovation loans, you name it. I got it. 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com.
Loveland Properties, 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. Have a great weekend.
Yep. Thanks for joining us today, folks. God bless you. Enjoy this beautiful weekend. We got a great state, and Cleve and I are always here to answer all your real estate mortgage questions. And we're blessed to have you listen to our show. Thank you. Have a great weekend.